Some of the hardest parts of being a highly sensitive person, they don't look dramatic. They look like being the one who notices everything, the one who holds everyone, the one who can feel a mood shift before somebody even speaks. And the truth is, that's not weakness, that's data. So today I'm going to show you how sensitive people accidentally turn their gifts into burdens and how to flip those same traits into strength, peace, and clarity without becoming cold, hard, or detached. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a simple way to recognize what's actually happening in your nervous system and 4 shifts that help you stop overgiving, shrinking, and start living like your sensitivity is an asset, not a liability. Hi, everyone. My name is Sly, and this channel is the video version of my Substack, the HSP Sanctuary. It's a soft, honest place for deep feelers, deep thinkers, and those who are done surviving on high alert. I am also a practicing pediatric RN, and I'm also someone who's had to learn the hard way that your sensitivity is not a personality problem. It's actually a nervous system reality. And when you understand it, you stop fighting yourself. You start building a life that actually fits you. So I posted about quiet griefs that we go through as HSPs, and the comments poured in. And what I saw wasn't weakness. What I saw for me was patterns. I saw brilliant, self-aware people who've been using their sensitivity like a superpower, but without the instruction manual. So today, I want to name 4 lessons that we do as HSPs and how to turn them into a positive. Not heaviness for heaviness sake, just truth with a way forward. So I'll dive right in into lesson number 1. When you have you call it, let's say, a useful habit, I turn that into worthiness and boundaries. One of the most common HSP patterns is this. We learn to be useful. We become dependable one, the helpful one, the one who anticipates needs. And listen, that can be beautiful. However, we need to turn that into leadership. That's care. Looks like, yeah, it looks like care. Looks like I would liken it to, let's see, attunement. Yes, attunement. That word always escapes me. But sometimes we quietly start believing I'm loved because I'm useful. And then you become you start losing yourself because you start thinking, oh, I'm only loved because I'm useful. No. And I remember reading one of the comments from the readers. They asked, what if I'm wanted even when I'm not useful? What if I'm wanted even when I'm not useful? And I felt for her because I take that and I reframe it in a positive way. Your usefulness is a gift, but it's not your price of admission. It's so that I would take that and shift it into I can be caring without being available for everyone. I can show up without overextending. I can love people without proving I deserve space, because being wanted for who you are and not wanted for what you do is not a fantasy. It's the standard. So now I practice something simple for myself because I tend to fall into this category as well. I practice something simple is I'm going to give from overflow going forward and not from anxiety. That was one of my lessons that I took away. Lesson number 1 for me. And I'll say it again. I give from overflow, not from anxiety. That takes me to lesson number 2. This is, as HSPs, we have a scanner mind. And what we can do is turn that into discernment, which means we scan, we notice micro changes, tone shifts, body language, energy in a room. Again, that's a feature, not a bug. That's perception. But when you grow up around unpredictability, the scanning becomes a job. You become the emotional weather channel. You're forecasting storms, preventing conflict, managing everyone's comfort. And one of the readers said, family problems growing up. And when I asked what it made her become, she said all of them. Like the family problems just helped, made her become everything. And which is, she said, she became everything, meaning she's the fixer, the peacekeeper, the strong one, the invisible one. And so I take that as a lesson and I reframe that. Your sensitivity made you observant. Now it's time to make it a discernment. That's how I would turn that scanning into discernment. And discernment is when you notice and you don't take responsibility for it, right? So this is the shift. I can read the room without becoming the room. I can notice what's true and still protect my peace. I can deeply be aware without becoming emotionally on call. That's the upgrade. So that's lesson number 2. Discernment. You could be deeply aware without being emotionally on call. That's the upgrade. Takes me into lesson number 3. HSPs are the holder. You turn that into healthy leadership. This one is big for us HSPs. We hold things together. We hold families together. We hold friendships together. We hold emotional weight like it's part of our job description. One reader talked about selling a family home she'd been holding for years. She was the energetic leader, the container. And even though it was sad, it was also a huge exhale for her. So that's not failure, that is growth. And the positive reframe from that is you're not too attached. You're loyal, you're devoted, you're capable of commitment, but you're also allowed to set down what isn't yours. So the shift here would be I can be the powerful holder without holding what's harming me. I can love deeply without carrying alone. And I can also end an era and still honor what it meant. And when your body exhales after an ending, that's not being cold. That's you being free. So that's lesson number 3. Lesson number 4 is about depth and difference. We turn that into identity and confidence. So another theme from the comments was so many of us have been suppressing our depth. And a reader also said she's done shrinking herself to make others comfortable, which means she realized how much energy and even money she wasted trying to be less. Another reader shared she was diagnosed with autism level 1 at 47. And she stood out to me because she said her body will tell her who belongs in her circle. That's wisdom. Here's the positive reframe for that. Depth is not drama. Depth is clarity. Neurodivergence is not a defect. It's a different operating system. Sensitivity is not fragility. It's a signal. So the shift for me there would be I stopped performing normal. I stopped translating myself for people committed to misunderstanding me. I stopped shrinking and I start selecting because the goal isn't to be liked by everyone. The goal is to be safe as yourself. Again, because the goal isn't to be liked by everyone, the goal is to be safe as yourself and be your authentic self. So if you've been feeling like, uh, I'm too much, I'm tired, I'm always the one holding it together, I want you to hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are highly attuned. You just need a life that matches your wiring. And that's what we build here. If this video helped you breathe a little easier, I want you to hit like, subscribe, and leave me a comment bottom below. If it might help reach another sensitive person or somebody who thinks they're alone in this. And I know some of you have been asking me what HSP stands for. It stands for highly sensitive person, which means you process the world deeply, emotionally, physically, socially, and energetically. And the mission of the HSP Sanctuary is simple. We stop treating sensitivity like a flaw. We learn how to work with our nervous system, not against it. We build boundaries without losing our softness, and we create a life where we don't have to erase ourselves to belong, and we don't have to abandon ourselves, and we live our authentic self loudly, proudly, and confidently. My name is Sly, and you're safe here. You're welcome here. Click like and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Share this with a friend who you think will benefit from watching this video. I thank you so much for being here today. I hope those 4 lessons that I shared with you will help you moving forward as an HSP to turn your griefs into positives and live a healthy life. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.